The House passing the National Defense Authorization Act last week on a near party line vote, sending the fiscal year 2027 defense budget to the Senate. America's munitions stockpile reportedly running low as tensions with Iran grow. The U.S. pausing strikes in Iran for the third night in a row. Ukrainian President Zelensky now accusing Russia of assisting Iran with satellite imagery of U.S. bases in the Middle East. Joining me now is Texas Congressman Pat Fallon. He sits on the House Armed Services Committee. He's also a veteran of the United States Air Force. And Congressman, we thank you for your service. And I want to get your thoughts on this conflict with Iran and these accusations that are coming from President Zelensky.
I'm not surprised at all. I think Russia definitely is aiding Iran. They're going to help Iran as much as they can without risk of getting caught. So I think that was juiced into the deal this whole time. And what concerns me is the IRGC seems to be absolutely committed to watching their country disintegrate and not caring at all so long as they get to rule over the ashes. So they're trying to wait us out, get past the midterms. In their view, hopefully the Democrats will take over and cause President Trump, a domestic issue, domestic problems, so he can't continue to prosecute the war.
Well, in particular with the midterms 100 days away, we're going to get to that in a second, sir. But just a follow up here, because the Wall Street Journal has a report detailing about this pause that happened over the weekend. And this warning that is coming, from General Dan Kane to the president, to the White House. They're reporting that Kane is very concerned. The general is concerned about the depleted munitions and that this is an increased risk to U.S. military personnel serving in the Middle East that are involved in this conflict. And in particular, and I'm going to read you the quote here, that basically the issue of concern, these low inventories would not preclude a resumption of major combat operations against Iran. It adds to the risk. In particular, they cite these defense interceptors. Can you speak to that with your work on armed services?
Well, yeah, on the Armed Services Committee. When I got on the Armed Services Committee almost 6 years ago now, you always want, any nation wants their magazine depth to be deeper. And it was always a concern of mine. So I can definitely see, I think General Kane has done magnificent work. He's probably the best Joint Chiefs of Staff chairman we've had since George Marshall. He's exceptional. And I agree. But I think, honestly, every member of the Armed Services Committee would like to see our magazine depth deeper. It just goes kind of hand in hand with having a military. Especially
when you've got the unknown of China. And that's been talked about as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that, well, what if we do, God forbid, get into another conflict with somebody like China, that would be an issue. So let's talk about this, because I know fraud has been very near and dear to you and your colleagues' hearts in really pushing against the fraud we've seen. The FBI nabbed another fraudster. They arrested this woman, 41-year-old woman in Jamaica, after a federal manhunt. Prosecutors allege this is Elaine Esco helped obtain over $32 million in taxpayer-funded COVID-19 relief funds before she fled the country. You sit on House oversight. You've been working on multiple fraud investigations. I want to get your thoughts on the general crackdown that we're seeing from the federal government.
We have to make examples of some of these people, because they're clearly, we should be using anything and everything at our disposal. RICO as well, because this is organized crime in many instances. You have 562,000 cases just in the Small Business Administration of loans that were either fraudulent or delinquent, totaling $22 billion. And this one is a doozy. In Minnesota, you have a program that was for early detection of autism. And in 2018, that program was reimbursed by the feds $671,000. By 2025, it went up to $443 million. So I doubt that the cases of autism in Minnesota increased 66,000% in just 7 years. So clearly this is fraud. It's rampant. It's all over the country. And we need to focus on it, because the Biden administration was asleep at the switch.
Well, absolutely. And, this is where, this is taxpayer money. But, I think the problem, too, is that in certain states that we're seeing that are more bad actors than others in general, when it comes to not just COVID fraud, but broader, the current Medicaid fraud that we're seeing. I mean, this is federal taxpayers. And so, the Trump administration, to their credit, has said, look, we're going to withhold funding from California and New York and Minnesota until you get your house in order. But from a federal standpoint, how hard is it to have that oversight over these states when you've got a state like, let's be clear, Minnesota, and Governor Walz, who has no interest in working with you?
That's very difficult, because you have 50 states. We need to expose and prosecute. And this is the administration's tool to withhold funds if the states aren't going to cooperate, because they always pay lip service to it. And there are some dumb criminals out there that are just very easy to catch. But the sophisticated ones, particularly with this kind of Medicare and more so Medicaid fraud, it's incredibly difficult to catch them if locals aren't cooperating with the federal government.
Yeah. Let me move on to the midterms. I promised I was going to get to this with you. We're 100 days out as of today. Of course, the House has started the month-long district work period this week. And this is a big time for you and your colleagues to meet with your constituents ahead of the midterms. With 100 days out until November, the Republicans are really working hard to maintain a razor-thin majority in the House and the Senate. Some Republicans are bracing for a grueling campaign trail. Affordability is the big topic here. And there's a forecast coming in from Decision Desk HQ. It shows Democrats are favored to win the House with a 15-seat majority. There's also a prediction here Republicans are going to narrowly maintain power in the Senate with a 50-50 split. We know that senators like Kirsten Gillibrand are vocally saying they've got 4 states they're going to try and flip, Maine being one of them, Congressman. Your thoughts on all of this?
Well, I know the Democrats are bullish 100 days out in a midterm. It's very hard to defy gravity. I think we can do it. Certainly, they're helping us out with all these Democratic socialist candidates. Let's do it. And, the focus on that Democrat socialist is socialist. They're very far left, and we might just defy gravity because of it. Now, if the election were held today, I would be worried that we would lose the House, but it's not going to be held today. Nobody's voting yet. We have 100 days. I think what people are going to focus on is, as you said, affordability. The cost of gasoline is going to be a strong indicator. And of course, that's tied in some measure, and a large measure actually, to Iran. I do think it is very possible, though, because all these races are local. As you said, it's August, we're in recess. We personally are in a rather defined as a safe district, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to go out there and do a series of town halls, talk to your constituents, and tell them the truth, because the other side tends to, take things out of context and twist that truth.
Yeah, no, and again, really quick, it's about the messaging and about affordability. Healthcare, housing. Poll after poll, Congressman, shows us that's where Americans are being hurt in the pocketbook the most. And then on top of that, you've got the energy shock. Real quick, final thought.
Sure. Joe Biden and the Democrats really did that. You were talking about affordability. That takes a couple of years to really kick in. And they spent trillions of dollars, really wasted trillions of dollars that caused massive inflation. Remember, inflation was at 9% under Joe Biden. So it's now, a fraction of that now. And we need to make sure Americans hear that.
Congressman Pat Fallon, great state of Texas. Great to see you, sir. Thank you for joining me this morning.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you for your service again. You too, sir. All right. We're going to take a quick break. Coming up, we've got a rally on our hand. Take a look.